Hey everybody, Ab here. You ever been in like a super quiet room and suddenly, that super awkward, right? But did you know your stomach can actually growl even when it's not hungry? It's true. That rumbling, grumbling symphony coming from your belly? Totally normal. In fact, it's got a name. Borborygmi. Catchy, right? Today we're going to unlock the mysteries of your gut with 10 mind-blowing facts about those belly growls. Let's do it. So, first things first, your stomach, total chatterbox. You might think your brain or your mouth does all the talking, but your stomach has a lot to say too. And it's not shy about it, like way worse than me during a monologue, and that's saying something. Imagine your stomach as that friend who always has such a story to tell, always has something to share and never runs out of things to say. But instead of words, it speaks in gurgles and rumbles. These sounds are like its own secret language, a way of communicating what's going on inside. And those sounds, they're not just random noises, folks, they're actually quite meaningful. Each gurgle and rumble is a sign of the complex processes happening in your digestive system. It's your muscles down there, working hard, moving food and fluids through your digestive system. These muscles contract and relax in a coordinated manner, pushing everything along the digestive tract. It's like your body's way of saying, hey, digestion is happening, party in my tummy. Every meal you eat sets off a chain reaction of activity, and your stomach is the life of the party. And you know what? We got to give it up for our stomachs, always putting in the work, even when we're sleeping. What a champ. While you're catching some Z's, your stomach is still hard at work, making sure everything runs smoothly. So next time you hear those stomach sounds, remember it's just your body doing its thing, keeping you healthy and happy. Okay, so you're thinking, Jimmy, my stomach only talks when it's hungry, right? Well, here's the plot twist. Sometimes your stomach's just got a lot to say, hunger or no hunger. See, your intestines, they're like the Energizer bunny of your insides. They're always on the move, pushing things along, keeping things tidy, and they don't wait for you to be hungry. They're like, we got a schedule to keep, people, got to keep those digestive juices flowing. But, there's a reason those growls get louder when you're hungry. Think about it. Empty room, you drop a pin, everyone hears it, right? Same deal with your stomach. When it's empty, there's less to muffle the sound of all that digestion action going on. So those muscle contractions, they're like, we're working here, feed me. And trust me, you don't want to be around when your stomach gets hangry. It's not pretty. Chapter 4, Borborygmi, the word of the day. That sounds like a stomachache. Now, let's get fancy for a second. We've got to give props to the brainy folks who came up with a scientific name for all this rumbling and grumbling. Ready for it? Borborygmus. Say it with me. Borborygmus. Sounds like something you'd need a doctor for, right? But it literally just means your stomach is talking. And you got to admit, it kind of sounds like what it describes, right? Bob, bob, bob. See? Genius. Chapter 5. It's not just you, buddy. Animals get hangry too. Now, if you thought you were the only one dealing with a noisy stomach, think again. Turns out our furry, scaly and feathered friends, they get the stomach rumbles too. Dogs, cats, even cows. They all experience the joys of Borborygmi. And you know what's even cooler? Vets actually listen to those animal belly sounds to make sure their digestion is A-OK. It's like the universal language of my tummy's talking. Chapter 6. When your stomach's trying to tell you something. Speaking of doctors, here's where those belly sounds get serious. You might think those gurgles and growls are just your stomach's way of complaining about missing lunch. But there's a lot more to it. Doctors, they're like the detectives of the body, right? They use their stethoscopes like magnifying glasses, listening closely to the symphony of sounds your stomach makes. And those stomach sounds, those are clues. Each gurgle, rumble and growl can tell a story about what's happening inside you. By listening to your gut, literally, doctors can figure out if something's up, like if your intestines are moving food along properly or if there's a hiccup in the process. They can detect issues like maybe there's a blockage, which could be causing pain and discomfort, or an infection that might need immediate attention. Or even if you're dehydrated. Yes, dehydration can affect your stomach sounds too, making them quieter or more erratic, and sometimes no sound at all. That can be a bad sign, indicating that your digestive system might be in trouble. That can be a bad sign, like your stomach's hit the mute button when it should be singing. This could mean a serious condition like a bowel obstruction or even a more severe issue. So if your stomach's trying to tell you something, don't ignore it. Those sounds are important signals that can help doctors diagnose what's going on inside you. So yeah, listen to your gut, folks, and pay attention to what it's saying. It's like your body's own little alarm system. And if it's saying something weird, go see a doctor. Don't wait for things to get worse. Early detection can make a huge difference in treatment and recovery. So by now, you're probably wondering, Jimmy, is there any way to quiet this internal orchestra? And the answer is, kinda. You see, certain foods, they're like the rock stars of the digestive system. They get the party started, if you know what I mean. Beans, fizzy drinks, anything that makes you gassy. Yeah, those guys are going to turn up the volume on your stomach. But if you want to turn down the noise, stick to water, chew your food slowly, and maybe lay off the bean burrito before that big presentation. Just saying. Chapter 8. Ever notice how your stomach seems to have a mind of its own when it comes to timing? It's like it has its own internal schedule that it follows religiously, regardless of what you're doing or where you are. Like right in the middle of a quiet meeting, it decides to do a drum solo. You're sitting there, trying to focus on the presentation, and suddenly your stomach starts making noises that could rival a rock band. It's embarrassing, right? Well, there's a reason for that. It's not just random noise. Your stomach is actually following a very specific rhythm. Turns out, your digestive system, it's got a prime time slot for activity, and it's usually around 2 to 3 hours after you eat. This is when your stomach and intestines are hard at work, breaking down the food you've consumed and turning it into energy. That's when the real digestion party gets going, and those stomach sounds, they're the soundtrack. The gurgles and growls are actually the sounds of your digestive muscles contracting and moving food along your digestive tract. So next time your stomach decides to announce its presence at the worst possible moment, just blame it on the stomach clock. It's just your body doing its job, keeping you healthy and energized. And hey, maybe it's a good reminder that it's time for a snack. Chapter 9. Speaking of awkward timing, ever notice how your stomach seems to get extra chatty when you're stressed out, like before a big test, or a job interview, or maybe even a first date? Yeah, that's not a coincidence. Turns out, stress and anxiety, they're like the ultimate hype men for your gut. They get everything all riled up, and your stomach is just trying to keep up. So, next time you're feeling those pre-performance jitters, just remember, it's not just you, it's your stomach feeling the pressure too. Chapter 10. So there you have it, folks. 10 mind-blowing facts about those weird and wonderful sounds your stomach makes. And you know what? As embarrassing as they can be sometimes, those rumbles and gurgles, they're actually a good thing. They're proof that your body is working, digesting, moving, keeping things flowing. It's like your own personal symphony of digestion, and it's happening right now. So next time your stomach decides to have a chat, just sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. It's all part of being human. And that's our show. Who knew our stomachs were such fascinating conversationalists? I hope you learned something new today, and maybe even gained a newfound appreciation for those rumbles in your tumbles. If you did, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more mind-blowing facts about the human body. And hey, if you've got any funny stomach stories, share them in the comments below. Until next time, stay curious, stay healthy, and keep on listening to your gut.